Today, I would like you to invite you to designing interface, wiki interface for everyone. And I would like to invite your communities to designing designing the interface for everyone as well. Because some exciting, some long-awaited features are coming, and the change itself will not happen without the active participation of your communities. So I would really like to see your communities involved early, and so we will test a prototype today, and this is one of the forms of an early participation, early involvement. Also, one important thing for me is for us to have some agreement on the goals of the project, rather than just some agreement or understanding of the outcome, or like the final version. Yeah, hi, I am Szymon. I'm from Polish Wikipedia. I joined in 2010. And I thought, when I was preparing for this presentation, for this workshop, that 2010 was pretty significant, pretty magical year in the history of our movement, because usability initiative took place in that year. In that year, Vector 10, so vector skin, was introduced. And this is what it looks like today. Technically, yesterday. This is yesterday's main page of English Wikipedia. And I was really happy to see in 2010 that Wikipedia wanted to change for me. I had known about the existence of Wikipedia. I had known that anyone can edit Wikipedia. But in that year, I decided to be more active, to get involved, because the fact that someone in Wikipedia thought about me as a newcomer really got me interested. And this is why I decided to dedicate, well, my life for Wikipedia. This is what I can say now. So in 2014, a new initiative took place. There was an idea to get Winter done. Winter was supposed to be the new, the next skin for Wikipedia. This is a photo of me and May, one of the designers working on that. This is a photo taken in London at Wikimedia. And we were really happy, again, to work on some exciting new changes. Well, and this is what Winter, a prototype of Winter, looked like. So, yeah, looks nice. Pretty good ideas. Big search. Search is really useful, in particular in Wikipedia. Languages, well visible at the top of the page. Unfortunately, it was just a prototype. It never got into production, so it was never introduced on Wikipedias, on the sister projects for users. And now, today, I'm happy to say that I'm in the team responsible for all the skins, for new skins, and for the changes to the basic interface. Yeah. Big shout out to Olga, who is our product manager, who usually does these kind of presentations. She couldn't be with us here today. This is why I mentioned her also in the session, because normally we work as a team. And this is my title of the presentation. Vector 22 dark mode, and other changes. So we will today talk about 3 features, and then we will have some activity. I hope, yes, I see that some of you have laptops. If you don't, then don't worry. As I wrote, mobile devices also should work. And then we will have a discussion. Yeah? Some discussion, questions and answers, whatever. So regarding those 3 features. Vector22, as the new skin for desktop, is like a foundation to the following features. Everything that we will build on top of Vector. This is why when we were building Vector22, we were saying that this is not something that we will just get done and then forget about it. The following thing will be what we call accessibility for reading. This is perhaps not the final name of this project. And it's about making some options to text formatting for readers and like for everyone really to read comfortably. And then the dark mode. I think the most frequently requested feature, something that really a lot of Wikipedians and Wikimedians have been interested in. And one cool thing about those 2 things, accessibility for reading and dark mode, is that these both will be available for both mobile and for desktop. I mean mobile browsers, not the apps. Apps are a separate thing. But also, this is revolutionary. This is brand new. Our ability to make it possible, to make it available for both logged in users as well as logged out users. Because normally, logged in users would have preferences, and logged out users would be told, okay, if you'd like to personalize your experience, create an account. So this will be available for both logged in users and logged out users. And today we'll be testing the second one, accessibility for reading. So let's talk a bit about Vector22. And first of all, shout out to everyone who has been helping us with Vector22 on all the stages of its development. This is like a simplified, shortened version of a list of people who we would like to thank. Yeah, some of your usernames are here. W, you are here as well. I'm looking at you, my Belarusian friend. Yes, you are also mentioned. Thank you to you and to more people. Yes, Konstantinos. Thank you for different kinds of help that you have provided to us, translating things, responding to people's comments on Village Pumps, activity on Fabricator, many different things. And of course, I could have given even more usernames here because this is like not a full list by any means. We are grateful to many, many more people. This is just like a tip of an iceberg, or just like really selected people. Selected perhaps is not the best word, but exemplary. So again, if you are not quite certain what the different skins look like, this is what Vector 10 or Legacy looks like, and this is what the new skin looks like. So, show of hands, who here reads wikis a lot? Yeah, Nice. Yeah. Sometimes I hear the assumption that if you edit a lot, you don't read because you only edit. Okay. Who here edits wikis a lot? Nice. Good. And who here uses Vector 22? Good representation, yeah.
Even in my local Even? Yes.
Ah, nice. So this is like even something more than most of us.
Vector is the best.
Wow, thank you. Soon we will be having discussions with those communities. Again, thank you, Magyars, for expressing your interest. So, first of all, what was wrong with Vector 2010, also known as Vector Legacy, what caused us build the Vector 22. So, again, this is what it looks like, but with more focus on the menus and different features. So we have had some gadget reviews, some discussions with individual Wikipedians, Wikimedians at Wikimanias, at different events, different meetings. We have done some tests and literature review, and we have also our movement strategy which kind of guides us and suggests what kind of decisions we should make. And based on all that, and this is, for example, one of the user tests we have done, we have observed some things like language switching. Why is this on the bottom of the page? So we have learned that most of the readers had not seen it. So they would use external engines like Google to go to a different version of Wikipedia. Instead of going to InterWiki, as we do, they would type in Google something like Georgia in Azerbaijani, and then they would go to the Azerbaijani article about the country of Georgia. Another example of a problem. There are article tools within the left menu. Why is that? Readers would not be able to understand the terminology of those links. And also, they would not be able to understand the concept. What is this about? And then view history at the top. Is this like a history of the pages I have read? For us, of course, it's clear because we have learned what everything is, but it's not welcoming enough because for new readers or for like occasional readers who haven't spent that much time learning the interface, it's not easy to like understand. But then, readers aren't the only audience, right? There are also editors who would like to see a cockpit more than a library, because they are here to use the powerful tools and not just like comfortably and quietly read what we have written. So how to connect the dots and maintain the like twofold nature of the wikis, of the wiki interface? Well, more prototypes and more tests. Simply, we have invited users through our banners. This is what the banners look like. People can then click the banner, they go to a page with a link to a prototype, and for example, this is one of the prototypes. borders and backgrounds, just an example. So they would be invited to explore different options. In this case, there are 9. And then they would tell us what version they prefer. And this is how we learn about the preferences of Wikipedians. Before, of course, we go to village bumps. And then there are A/B tests. A/B test is a test where we show to half of users the new version, and to half of users, well, they don't see a difference. They just have the same interface. So, how to choose the halves? Everyone has an ID. And simply, an ID is a number. Those who have the odd number of their ID, so ending with 1 or 3 or 5 or 7 or 9, they would see one thing. And then if you have the even number, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, you would see a different interface. So then we compare the results. Of course, this is anonymous in the sense that we don't know who exactly is what group. We don't verify it. We just look at the halves as groups. And then we, for example, learn that table of contents, so the menu with the links to different sections of the page, is used more or less 50% more often, both for logged in users as well as logged out users. If you are curious how we measure the logged out users, because they don't have their ID, so we don't control the number of logged out users, we have a bypass. We measure the behavior of logged in users who don't edit. Because, as I said in the beginning, some people who are logged in don't really have their account to edit. They are only they only have their accounts to personalize their experience. We don't track people, as in we don't know what you are doing. We only know in what we only know like the overall behavior of a half of users, and you contribute to that half, but we don't know, like we don't then go to your page and we don't check in what half you are. And then, yeah, search. So search is, I think, one of the best, most useful changes, because there are now images and descriptions, and it's even more easier. It's easier to tell what the suggestions are, and you can click, you can decide what article you are going to read more easily. And then, yeah, a demo of the existing skin. Let's go to an article of a Polish person. It's slightly changed because this is with my gadgets, so allow me just to type safe mode equals 1. Okay. This disables the gadgets and local styling. This is why the info box looks differently. So perhaps with my gadgets. Just a quick presentation. Sometimes I am asked why there is so much white space. White space, or, well, this view is here for readers who are here to read, to focus on content. Because then they would be distracted if they would see too many options, too many links. But for us, Wikipedians, there are tools or links which are about the single page I am viewing are on the right side, and then the links about the entire wiki are next to the logo and on the left side. And there is table of contents. Some of these changes are, as we call it, persistent, which means that if I choose some setting of this view, of this interface, I go somewhere else, and I still see the menu on the right and the table of contents on the left. This is not 100% the same for logged out users, but as I'm speaking, we are now working to make the table of contents persistent for logged out users. And also, of course, and this is something we did as a result of our discussions with English Wikipedians, there is a button. If your screen is wider than 1,400 pixels, you may make it wider. There is also a sticky header, which allows me to click, for example, the history or the discussion. And fun fact, this small button here, edit button, is more impactful than the edit buttons, for example, next to the headlines, which means that people who use this button in the sticky header are more likely to successfully complete the edit. So sometimes when I hear, for example, that we don't give people that many options at the same time, yes, but the limited number of options we give to them is more impactful, as in, if you use it, you are even more likely to do what you were intending to do. And by the way, this session is 1.5 hours long, so thank you. Yes, 3 minutes, but yeah, there will be a pause as well, like a break. Okay, I think this is more or less what I was going to show to you. We may proceed, and I think you have asked me a question about the usage after the change. So after more than 9 months of the change, and this applies to many wikis, including English Wikipedia. Okay, I am not that quite 100% sure if it includes English Wikipedia, but most wikis. More or less 90% of logged-in users, active logged-in users, so users who have seen the change, stick with the change. Yeah, it's been half an hour. Reportedly, after 10 minutes of a presentation, there should be like a pause. So, yeah, we may do some stretching or whatever you'd like.
I think we have now 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all had a good cardio experience last evening at the party. So.
Yeah.
That should be.
Pause? Yes, right now.
Okay, okay.
So I can take a topic.
If you like, yes.
I'm not sure if I'm not familiar with the development of this surface at all, unfortunately. But I had a long time problem that if I on many websites it's very comfortable if I push the tab back button, then I jump into the search box.
Mm-hmm.
And on Wikipedia this doesn't work. I have to push it 15 times or something like that until I reach it. And this could be something. And I didn't test the new surface, but I think it didn't work either here. It would be very useful because, especially for you, for a reader,
Mm-hmm.
even for me, many times.
I'm taking the note.
First thing when I open a wiki page, I want to use the search box.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have to use the mouse and then write, it's much more
Mm-hmm.
interaction than just put the tab and write what I do this work. Another
Right.
thing which I realize now is during your demo, there is no internet I cannot try.
Hmm?
There is no Wi-Fi I cannot try out anything.
There is no Wi-Fi here right now.
And for me doesn't work, none of the Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's
Transfer for the Georgia.
I see that one.
Wikimedia Georgia. Are we supposed to use that?
No, it was supposed to be students like only the Georgia so my experience was that it showed that for hiding or showing the sidebars, you have to go to a menu,
Yep.
click on something again,
Yep.
and then it would be easier to have a small icon, show height, and then you don't have to click 2 times for one click.
Could you say again what is the what is now and what you are suggesting?
Now, if you would like to show the sidebar, for example, you go to a hidden menu which nobody could find, and then click on a link which is not even there, where you should even move the mouse and click on it. It
Yeah.
would be an icon somewhere, or the
Right.
side which you, if you click on it and you show it, it shows hide, and if you click
Yeah.
on it, you hide and it shows show,
Mm-hmm.
and then it is more easier to find, one, and second easier to use.
Yeah. Thank you. This is an interesting hypothesis. I would need to ask my friends who are designers who make these sort of decisions, because this is never like, you know, based on intuition or emotions. It's based on some like results. Apparently it's good enough.
How it works with quite a number of softwares.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a good opinion. Thank you. I will ask, because right now I'm not able to like explain to you why this is like this. It is like this. Okay. Can we continue? I think we can. So, accessibility for reading and dark mode. As you may remember, I was going to talk about 3 different things, and then let's proceed to dark mode. Yeah. So it may be self-explanatory. Many people use it, especially if we are in a dark room, if it's dark outside, if we have some specific preferences, if we just don't want to look at bright screens. It's also like a accessibility issue. Some people should not be looking at bright screens, so dark mode is for them. And also, as part of the community wishlist survey last year, earlier this year actually, dark mode was the top one, so the most like requested feature, and the foundation decided that our team will be doing this year. So we hope at the end to see more or less something like this menu. This is not a promise though, because, for example, as you can see, there are 3 different contrast options: white, sepia, and dark. I can't say right now that we will introduce sepia anytime soon. We are just thinking that this is an option for the future. Column width, we don't know if it's possible, if it will be possible for us to introduce 3 different options. But it's possible right now to switch between the narrower version and the wider version. But we will focus on the type size, the font size. And we need you, as well as even more Wikipedians and editors, to choose what the options should be. I right now don't know if there will be 3 different options or 10, but there will be a couple, a few, some. And now it's the time for us to play with the prototype. So now is the time for us to grab our laptops and first of all, make sure that you are logged in. Secondly, make sure that you are using the Vector22 skin. Third, go to, well, any wiki you want and type special mypage/vector-2022.js. If you are more experienced, you know that you may also go to your preferences, and from the preferences, one of the tabs, and there are different JS files available to everyone. Yes, there is a question.
Settings that we can choose Vector22 already?
Yes, there is an option, yes.
So why do we need the JavaScript?
No. This is a separate. Yes, we need to customize the experience because this is the prototype. So we need to first of all make sure that we are logged in. We have the Vector22, and we go to our page customizing Vector22, and then go to this page. So w.wiki/7ugt. This is a shortened link to an Etherpad page. Etherpad page with the notes of this session. So the link provided by the organizers of the event. It's also available on the page of the program of CE meeting. Mm-hmm.
But it's a test for them? Yeah, I will also please.
If someone has made all the steps, this is the code from the Etherpad page you are supposed to copy from Etherpad to your JS page. I'm showing it to you. This is also in Etherpad, so you don't need to write it down from the slide itself. It's just for you to know that this is what you are looking for in the Etherpad. Yes?
Just feedback on the font size. So you don't know how many options.
Right now, I don't know.
Yes, but what about if you have 3 options, like small, medium, and big, and you have a scroll bar? Because if you have 10 options, that's too much. Because if you have too many options, then the user will be, or we, people are generally, scared, we are not interested in that many options.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a scroll bar,
Mm-hmm.
which you can just scroll, and the text will
Mm-hmm.
get bigger or smaller.
Great idea.
Of course, if it's possible technically, because
Yeah.
the best would be if you scroll, then the text in the background will be smaller or bigger, so you can
Yeah.
choose the best one.
Yeah. You will see at your friend's screen what is the prototype, and believe me, it's quite similar to what you are talking about. I mean, it's literally the same. Tell me if you are done. We don't. Okay. Internet stopped. So we are waiting for the internet.
The Georgian internet works. How does it? Yeah, just you need the best to show it. Could you go back for a second because I didn't type yet
Yes, of course.
So what we're expecting is this readability survey? Is this what we're expecting, this readability survey?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
What is the third step? I don't understand.
So type in your search of your wiki.
Oh,
Sorry.
We are doing the prototype testing. Hmm?
I tried the URL, but it didn't work.
Oh, because you are typing your username, and instead you should just my page.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you may, of course, your username.
I typed it in the URL and it didn't work.
Just user colon.
No, it should be special page, like that.
Special and exactly my page, or of course user, then your username.
Internet outage again. Not so easy. Does it work for you? Now I have internet again. Yes, so now usability test, how can I edit this page?
You are in Hungarian language,
this
so
one, no?
And well, you see first.
That's the thing, yeah.
Because I can edit the introduction or the first paragraph, but where is the edit button?
Okay. I don't read Hungarian first of all.
I can change it. So, but there is
Just question mark in the URL.
Settings. I just
Okay,
want
okay.
to do this funny.
Exactly, where is the edit button? That's
Language is here again. And just change it to English. Faster. Okay. And here and
Create source.
okay. That's that.
Tell me when you are done. What should we see? You should see this.
It's very fun.
What's the challenge?
I still don't understand the step page.
Third step.
Yeah, I wrote
So-
it in the search results.
May I? Oh, because this is the link formatting.
Oh, I should have removed the bracket.
Yes, of course, because I mean, of course, for me, for those who edit in the source code. Yeah. Here you are. Yeah. This is the page, and just go to that Etherpad, copy the code, this code, go to Etherpad w.wiki/7ugt, and copy this code. Okay. How many people have not made the steps? Have not. So, okay, you are done, as well as Philip, and I bet a few others.
I copied, but nothing appeared. I refreshed the page. It's slow.
Make it spicy.
Did I make a mistake somewhere?
Maybe some space somewhere. No.
No, I mean,
It looks good, right?
looks okay.
The code was in the next step.
Why? Do you have something disabled?
Maybe some other JavaScript.
This can happen that there are some other JavaScripts which are.
I will ask simply Philip. Philip, you are so technical. Please help us.
What?
This should be working.
No, it's a capital V. You have to have small v.
Ha.
That's the caveat of JS pages. It needs to be lowercase.
Thanks. See? That's an expert. Thanks.
So the name of the page should be small.
Yeah, yeah, just
Just a V in vector.
Yeah.
is anyone having some problems?
Right now to
Yeah.
I'm in the page, but I don't get the.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying
To the right, to the right.
I have many gadgets.
Here. Edit. And just paste the code from Etherpad.
Yeah, does it work?
Hmm?
That JavaScript runs in the text editor.
Sorry, could you say again?
That is JavaScript.
This is the
Will it
JavaScript.
run in the text editor? Ah, okay.
No,
I
just
understood what
yes.
you want to do. Okay. I could now.
Okay, I think we may make the next steps. So this is what you are supposed to see if you've successfully go through all the steps. And I know that some of you have succeeded. Yeah, cool. Okay. So the font size option, the line height, so the space between different lines, and the paragraph spacing, so the space between different paragraphs. If you want, you may share your preferences, although, I mean, share with us, because when you go there, you'll have some new page opened, and you may save your feedback, but this is just like an opportunity for you, more than a formal user testing. So if you'd like, please share your feedback, but just for your comfort. If you don't need to save it. Yes?
Do you plan on adding more features to be
To this very prototype, I don't think so, because this, I think, what will be shared with all the communities as part of the big prototype testing for 200 people, more or less. 300 people. So also in the Etherpad, you see some questions. So while you will be playing around with those options and deciding what you like and what you don't like, think of those questions. These are, again, you don't need to read them on the slides because I have put them also in the Etherpad. So you may just use the other tab of your browsers and you will have those questions. Basically, like, what do you prefer? What do you think a new reader would prefer? And if you are multilingual, and especially if you read different scripts, and I know that some of you come from non-Latin wiki communities, so it's not Latin script wiki communities, so I know that you at least read English and your scripts. What do you think the difference would be between your script and Latin script that you would like to read? Any additional comments? And as the last question, what community do you think would be particularly interested in discussing those options, in taking part of the discussions early? So I think we may give ourselves like 10 minutes. What do you think? 10 minutes to see different options? Should be enough.
But the answer is strongly depends how I check it, because on my laptop I have different preference than on my 4K huge screen.
Mm-hmm.
And if I use a mobile, it's probably a tablet or mobile phone, it's also different. So I think it's not a bad idea if at the end we have an option to change the size of the phone.
Yeah, I mean, we will first of all change the default view, but also we will keep the options, so we will be able to have the options. Yes. Hello. Take a seat and take part in our prototype testing.
So now
The internet is failing? Yep.
Vector is here to stay. This is 2022, right?
2022.
Yes.
Well, we have built it in order to be kept, yes. To be the default, yes.
That's not the news for me, but
Are you a monobook user or the old vector user?
usually go to the old vector at home. But certainly when I visit in Wikipedia, the first thing I do is to switch to the old book. Whatever that is. My biggest problem here, maybe you read the discussion, is the languages, right? I'm still not sure how people find it easier when there's like a little tiny thing rather than a list. And for me, certainly, I prefer to see everything at once rather than like having to go around and click on different things. It takes a lot more time to do that, and it also, like when you're translating and you want to know like if there is, or if you want to even read, and you're looking at different versions or different language versions, you want to see if it's in the ones you like. It's a lot easier to see it rather than like click, oh, is it there, and then look like see the other, like, and then I'm like, okay, is the language in like the worldwide languages? Is it in like the regions or whatever? It's like so like.
Not enough.
Eventually you find it, right? But like it takes so much more time than just like looking and seeing it, right? So that would be like my biggest beef with the whole vector thing.
Yeah. So I think there are at least two different problems here. One, perhaps the easier one, regarding the preferred languages. I think it should work exactly the same as in Vector 2010 regarding the preferred languages. So the preferred ones should be displayed at the top, right? So we should be able to see if you use a particular wiki very often, you should see at once if the language is, I mean, if the article is in that language or not. And sometimes even the feature itself suggests to you that that you may consider translating it into that language if that language is missing. But regarding the comfort of having all the options at the same time at once, I suppose this is a difference between the workflows really. If you are a reader or a person who doesn't work, for example, on Wikidata a lot or something, you are fine with 2, 3, 4 languages at max, and that's okay. And then the new version works. But then if you jump between many wikis, because for example you are a global admin, a steward, and then or simply you edit Wikidata a lot and jump between many wikis, then yeah, it's perhaps more of a problem to you.
Or you see it's really good to see the languages right there. You know, maybe for some people it's better when they have the curated version.
But why would you like to see all the options at the same time? What do you need really?
Well, like you see, if I'm doing a thing in Spring, I can this article has already been done in 13
Spring.
languages. Yeah, for example. And it's not that I will necessarily visit and read those pages, those articles, but I can see that they are there, right? This.
So if you had your window with the pop-up with the languages expanded, and then you would see more links at the same time, that would be a solution?
Well, yeah, I guess so. But then it's another click you have to, the thing is
or a personalized experience, because you may perhaps expand from the level of your CSS, the window itself.
But then it's gonna go into where the article is, right? If it was in the original place, where I still expected it in some way, right?
Yeah.
Then there is a place for it, right? But if it's in the article, it would go over the article also. Right?
Yeah.
So it's
there are trade-offs.
It seems to me that the skin is trying to curate the experience for you rather than you are seeing everything, right? Then it's just
the cockpit versus the library, yes.
Right. So it's eventually you find everything. It just takes a lot more time because you have to make 3 clicks instead of just.
I mean, I would disagree with this a lot, but yeah, sometimes.
That's not a lot, right? It's half a second here, 2 seconds there, but in the end, it just makes the whole experience longer, right? If you read one article, it doesn't matter. But
right.
If you read, 15 articles and you're clicking through. Write to us,
and if if you have some like lovely Sunday afternoon when it's raining and you don't have anything like better to do, so to speak, describe in detail what you are hoping for, because we've been hearing this from many people, but no one has been really like, not no one, that would be harsh on them. Different people have different needs, and we need to know your needs specifically to address your problem.
What was your comment?
Well, the comment is that when you have the news thing, right, and all of that is bunched together in the little button, you can't see it immediately. No, that's just what I'm doing.
I like this.
Right? So when you come to the news, you don't see immediately how many
We're fine?
What?
Fine? Everything okay?
Yeah, we left comments. On the
Cool.
internet. Is that what you wanted us to do?
No, I mean, whatever you like.
Well, we tested it.
Yeah,
We set everything up and
See?
very
I was
nice.
randomizing things,
Yeah.
but
we were discussing.
I mean, this
it
looks
has-
fine to me.
It has sense
more firm.
for you to be able to set up different font size, line size, depending on your Wikipedia. Because some scripts are maybe
Exactly.
smaller or larger.
Exactly. And this is, for example, why Serbian is particularly interesting to me, because simply there is Latin, there is Cyrillic.
Yes, let's try the left. Oh, this is left.
Yeah.
I have an idea about the interface design. Is it your team as well?
Interface design.
I
This
mean,
is what
if
I think what I said.
If I want to save a page in Visual Editor.
If you'd like to, what? Sorry, the verb?
When I save a page in Visual Editor,
yeah.
I get a pop-up window.
Uh-huh.
And if I want to see what I changed, I go back and then pop up again, and then I don't see the comment again. So I don't like how the same page feature works. It's so many extra things and
So the editing part. The editing part belongs to the editing team, yes, but of course they are my colleagues, and whatever you say to me, I will pass along to them.
Okay. Because from the beginning I had some
Okay.
recommendations.
We will have this discussion later then.
What
Yeah.
about shortcuts to access this?
There are shortcuts, and
If there is more than 2 clicks, I won't use it. I promise. Yeah. We'll use this browser settings.
you mean the shortcuts to those
To those.
preferences? Interesting. Thank you. I will take a note.
How often do you need to use the
Bigger
change the
fonts
size
than
of the
templates.
Sorry, one person speaking at the same time.
I just asked back that how often do you need to change it, because we need shortcuts which we quite frequently
Ten-
1 hour?
Yeah,
Because
10.
I need glasses for it.
up and down,
But then when I want to edit templates, I want to see them.
completely the whole
That want to use
as
my
much as
scroll.
possible.
But then I put my glasses on. And I keep constantly switch with those two.
And how this interface with really the browser setting, so the zoom in and out, because this changes only the main content and not the toolbars. For example, if I zoom in and out, then everything changes, and then this will be two scarce which are interactive.
For normal user, there is one settings for live. For advanced, I guess.
So my experience with this experiment was survey that the 3 settings should be one, because if I change the font size and the line height should be higher and the paragraph spacing, because if I want change only one, it become very unreadable.
Makes sense.
Have you perhaps pasted it in as your feedback, using this button?
Okay.
I will be really grateful if you have something.
I believe there is a reason why do you show both all three options.
Yeah.
But if I change only one, this is the result, and this is not readable anymore. So at the end, when I change the font size, it will change all three parameters at the same time.
That's an option. Yeah. So yeah, I would be grateful if you left some feedback. I will make sure that it's then read by my team. Thanks. Okay.
And what about mobile? Like, the templates, for example, are not shown at all on mobile, or at least in SKWiki.
Yeah, that's a different story. Yeah.
So that's not really useful.
Share this thought.
To or with who?
Simply using this blue button at the bottom of the widget. It's really good. Your thought, I mean, not the button. Okay. I think we may proceed to the last part of our presentation. Silesh. Cool. Move. Yeah. So, if you are interested in these sort of projects, features, changes, go to mediawiki.org or use the MW : prefix, then newsletter, web teams projects, and this is how you may keep in touch with our team, with our projects. We post updates. When you subscribe to this newsletter, you will be getting notifications about new updates on MediaWiki. So mediawiki.org. 300 people are already subscribed, which I think is really good. And this is like the largest newsletter on mediawiki.org. Yeah. 300. Also, connect us with volunteers who like translating. I will help them if they are not that familiar with technical terms, because no one really is without preparation. I will help them understand the terms. Inevitably, there is some jargon, so I understand that this is not the easiest thing to do, but it's really powerful in the sense that if something is translated, your community may read it and then they may be more involved. And if you pass along the information, or if I pass along the information in your language, then your community will be more involved. And this is what I think we are all interested in. Also, invite us to your online meetings, because we really like taking part in various communities meetings, online as well as in person, although with this in-person thing, there are some limitations. But we really like taking part in different meetings of different communities. It may even be Discord. I've been really active on, for example, English Discord, and it's been really helpful. And sometimes I go to the Dutch Discord or Polish Discord, different things. There are, of course, different platforms, and we will be really happy to go there. Join our online meetings. So if you subscribe to the newsletter, you will be having also invitations to our meetings. These meetings sometimes are multilingual. So if we decide to talk to specific community, we may invite interpreters who interpret whoever is speaking to the other language at the same time. And also join the regional online meetings. And the regional online meetings is Natalia's show.
Okay, that's Natalia's show kind of promises a lot.
Come here.
Expect a dance or something, but I think that happened yesterday with pasta. So what I want to say that together with the CE Hub, the movement communications team at the Wikimedia Foundation is hosting bi-monthly CE catch-up meetings, which are meetings with a certain topic each time. Sometimes it's about young people. This is how the CE group was born. Once it was about the community health, and we also plan to have some with with a technical point of view. So feel free to join them. Also, Szymon is your technical bridge between you and the product team at the foundation. I'm your regional bridge between the foundation and the regions. So if you have some ideas, needs about some of those spaces, regional, and how regional spaces for the tech things can be created, you can go either to me or Szymon and we can think of something. That wasn't a show, I'm sorry.
To me it was, thank you.
But I can wave my hands too.
Yeah. Thank you, Natalia. There is even a separate slide. Thanks, Natalia. Okay. No. Thanks. Okay, now the floor is yours. Discussions, questions, whatever you like.
Anytime you say, and now your turn, then the party is cute. Everybody's silent and sitting.
Yeah?
Actually, two questions.
Yeah.
One that I learned at the Meta about those combination of mobile and desktop versions
Yep.
in the future. I understand it's a long way forward, but still, like, how do you see it in perspective? And another thing, we were sitting with that, and I was thinking about a feature that, a room to still improve, like in the near future. This still Vector 2022 interface is like, to explain you in let's say Belarusian terms, what we see on our screens is that there is no tool menu, but expanded menu, right? So let's say right side is absent, but you can open it, so it's great. But on the left, we see the contents, and the difference between Vector and Vector 2022 is that the contents in the old version, they were, let's say, somewhat
The old version in the article.
They're part of the articles. But later on, when you go,
it's
down,
outside of the content area.
Left side, it doesn't take the left side, right? So the text takes, let's say, the whole screen, right? So is it possible to, let's say, beneath the text, yes, the lowest text of this contents, right, left menu, right? So when it ends, to introduce the possibility for the text to take wider space,
right?
Because for some people it's quite unpleasing. We have a lot of, let's say, unpleased voices. They were actually a minority, like I believe it was 60 to 30%, like 30% were unpleased, so we've got a majority actually supporting Vector 2022, those in Wikipedia, but at the same time, there were some voices, and like I try to keep everything constructive, so we don't just like reject everything at all, but try to build on the successes of the old platform too, and not undermine what was reached back then. So basically, like, to questions about combining mobile and desktop versions in the future, and this text question that what has changed in terms of seeing the text below the keyboard.
Okay, so the first question was if vector 22 may become the default skin for mobile, right? Because currently we have a separate skin for mobile and a separate skin for desktop, and in order to do that we would need to make vector 22 more responsive, and in order to do that we would need to make a few changes. Some changes are relatively easy, some changes are a bit more of a challenge. For example, the current sticky header at the top, when you scroll down, you have the sticky header all the time. It would need to be squished, and then perhaps it would be it would take too much vertical space. Yeah. So we would need to simplify it more, and that's one thing. And also there is a discussion on English Wikipedia right now about something about this, and our tech lead, so our chief engineer in the team who is most familiar with those things is also active in that discussion. So if you like, I can share the link to that discussion with you, and you will learn the details. And you, of course, are welcome in that discussion as well. Although to some part it's just about English Wikipedia, but you will learn the details in that discussion anyway. And regarding the second part, my intuitive answer would be, unfortunately, there are some limitations regarding the options. So, okay, I will repeat the question, and perhaps ideally it would be ideal if I went to the. I lost the connection anyway. Okay. So the question was, if there is a table of contents on the left side of the screen, may I have the content below the table of contents? Because now there is a column with the table of contents, and below the table of contents there is white space, and may I have the content in that column? I would say that currently it's not possible, and if you count the permutations, so different options of the interface, there are many already. So perhaps too many. One time we tried to count this, and this was really wild. Too many in the sense that when we, for example, make a change and we would like to test if it works, we need to change on many different options. So the more options, the more difficult it is to keep everything working, and this is a strong limitation. And also there is a concept of grid, so making everything within columns, and I don't know how it works with this concept of a grid. Yeah?
Did you consider this function built-in accessibility functions? Because most browsers already have a zoom function.
So did we consider? Sorry, I didn't hear the.
Now in this prototype, if I change the font size, it just changes the font size of the article.
Yep.
Which is helpful if I don't have vision problems. But if I'm changing the font size because I need bigger letters, but all the surrounding things don't change, it's going to be a problem.
So the question is about the interface around the content area also be also be affected by this. We've been having some discussions about this, and this is ultimately up to our designers, I think. And I'm not familiar with their entire line of thinking. I think that the current approach is to first change the content area. For the accessibility reasons, content area is at least easy enough to be the first step. to introducing this change, and I don't know if it would be possible, and if yes, when, to make it also affected. I mean, to also make those changes affect the interface itself.
It would be interesting if you probably did a special test with affected users. So for example, if let's say in Wikipedia settings I set my font to be very large, and then I set my browser also to be very large. I end up with let's say the menu items which are very large, and then the article size which becomes
Yes. And there's also a discussion about whether those settings are per device or per user, because, for example, I as a user use Wikipedia on 3 devices: my tablet, my computer, and my mobile phone, my phone, and then simply I may have different settings for different devices.
One more thing, the same topic, that if I change the font size now, table of content size of the font size of the table of content doesn't change. So if I have a usability problem that I cannot read the text, and I change the text peak, but I cannot read the table of
it's
content,
not fully useful. I see. How much time do we have? 10 minutes. Are there any questions? Yeah, or comments, or complaints, or anything?
Complaints we have.
About 100.
Yeah. So you're first.
About the black.
Dark skin.
We all know that the main problem is hard-coded.
Yes, exactly.
In the content.
Yes.
I mean, I spend dozens of hours every month to remove. This in any way. How likely is that foundation provide tools that will remove all this? Is this an option, or the option is to just bypass them?
Great question. Thank you. So I will repeat the question for the sake of those who will be listening to the recording at like the 1.5 speed. So the question is, dark mode essentially requires some collaboration from the communities, because the communities have lots of code, like templates, which have hard-coded colors, and therefore dark mode is not just about the interface, but also the community-controlled code. And this is a challenge, and this is why at the beginning I said that we need to collaborate on this, because otherwise it would be like half of the job done. And our current approach is that we will introduce, at first, we would introduce the dark mode as a beta feature, right? So the beta feature in preferences, just for some logged in users to use it, for those who would like to use it. And then they would be able to help us adjust the code, because then they will see what is working and what is not working. That's one thing. We may consider some tools or some suggestions what should be changed, but I don't know how feasible it would be, so how easy for us it would be to provide some suggestions, some tools, something for every wiki. Because we are talking about too many wikis, like even if we narrow down to just top 50, it's still top 50 that we would need to review. So it's always a bit easier to tell different communities that we will help you the way we are able, like to the extent that we can, but ultimately it will still be up to you to adjust this. And I think this is a conversation we will need to continue. What is that we can do for you to be able to adjust the code more easily? Because I'm well familiar with the issue that in some small and mid-sized communities as yours, it's all up to you, one volunteer, and volunteers should not be necessarily expected to have this like huge challenge to adjust all everything in their wikis. Of course, there is some help from different communities. There is the global community, so there are simply technical people who jump between different wikis and adjust things, and we will, I hope, we'll have some help from them, and we will have clear thresholds. So, for example, if you have adjusted this percentage of troublesome pages, we will roll it out for all logged in users. And if you have adjusted this to this percentage of troublesome pages or like all pages, we will make it available for also logged out users.
It would be already a big help if some of the experts could help that if a template has a parameter that background color is double colon white, then what should be written there that when I switch in the surface that black or dark or bright or dark, the background is the template can change as well. Because I have no idea how should I solve this in HTML or JavaScript, but if you provide this instead of the background color, this, and then the community can go through the 1000 templates and replace this parameter.
Yeah, thanks. Yes. So I think this kind of detail we may provide. For example, there is the CSS option transparent as a color, right? There is this thing. Yes, and frankly, it's dependent on what option for the dark mode we will choose, because there are two basic ways of introducing dark mode. One thing is to reverse the colors, and another one is to introduce a new palette of colors. And different things there are different advantages and disadvantages. If we invert the colors, some colors, bright colors, would look nice, but some colors would look absurd, and we are not quite sure if that would be a good solution. And then if we introduced a new color palette, then we would need to edit or to code each extension, each piece of the interface. Different teams at the foundation would need to do that, and also on different wikis, different volunteers would need to do to adjust every single piece of everything we see on the page. So the languages menu, the templates, each separately. That would be also a headache, and certainly as part of this dark mode project, we'll need to figure out what is the best option and how to manage the headaches, basically, how to mitigate the risk of everything going wrong. Yeah.
And some colors.
And some colors must not be changed at all, like flags or football club uniforms.
Yeah.
You visualize.
Yeah.
But this wouldn't change the pictures, just
regarding
the orthographic part of the page.
Yes. Yeah, but there is also this issue of some pictures having white background as hard-coded white, right?
Yeah, this will not be changed.
Yeah.
What about the pink? Okay, the girls have us too.
Oh, pink.
Pink mode,
Yeah. So there are some colors which don't really look good when inverted.
There already is an API providing passage content in dark mode.
Sorry, could you say again, because
There is already an
API
providing content in dark mode or contrast for the
perhaps,
Wikimedia app.
Yeah, for Wikimedia. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I have it even in, as a link that when I want to check what happens. Will it be used as a starting point or start from scratch?
I don't know, but we are talking about this specifically with our colleagues who work on apps. Yes.
Because I use the Wikimedia app because it has it.
Yeah. 1 minute left. Yeah. Minute. Okay. I think we may continue this conversation after the session.
Is the document available already? I couldn't find on the page. It's not yet.
Dark mode, the one I am talking about is in future, but currently there are user scripts which are some solutions, and of course there are browser plugins. Yeah. Okay, thank you.